This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
We're back to discuss Finding Mr. Christmas Season 2, Episode 6, which originally aired on the Hallmark Channel on Monday, December 1st. And you can currently stream and binge the entire season of Finding Mr. Christmas on Hallmark Plus. We share our hot takes on these episodes as they're happening over on Instagram, as well as links to all of our recent episodes, Hallmark news. We're Girls Gone Hallmark over there.
Hey, if you are not doing anything on Monday nights at 5 p.m. Eastern time, you can find us on Blue Sky and or Threads under @GirlsGoneHallmark. We are sharing live reactions when these episodes drop in real time.
So much balls talk in this recent last Monday night.
Look, I am 12 years old, so I think that stuff's funny.
I want to plug our website here, but I want to specifically plug the detailed recaps Wendy writes. You can listen to our episode, and then you can pop on over to those written recaps. I don't know what episode 6's recap is going to be titled, but episode 5 is titled Gentlemen Climb Inside Your Balls, and it makes me laugh every time I see it.
It is taken straight from the episode. It is quoted.
I know. I just find it hilarious.
I actually, what's really funny is that when I was taking my notes, I was like, what am I going to call this one? I think I might call it Los Cinco Finales.
Oh, that's great. That's perfect. Yes. Our website is girlsgonehallmark.com, and check it out. Just spend some time tapping around. There is so much over there. Before we jump into our talk on this episode, we wanted to share some feedback we received. A Finding Mr. Christmas viewer and Robbie Simpson superfan, heyo, so are we, has some feelings about last week's elimination. Mm-hmm. Feelings that we share.
Same, yeah.
And took those feelings to the next level. I'm going to drop in a voicemail right here from Lindsay. Let's take a listen.
Hello, my name is Lindsay. I live in upstate New York, and I'm here to talk to you about a petition that I started. If there's any Finding Mr. Christmas fans, and you watched the most recent episode, Robbie Simpson got voted out. I felt that it was really unfair, and I don't think that he should have got voted out. I love watching Finding Mr. Christmas. It fills my cup at the end of a busy day. I'm a working mom with a 17-month-old toddler, and I have very little time for myself. So shows like this and on the Hallmark Channel, they bring me joy. And because I felt the elimination was so unfair, I started to create a petition. It says, urge Hallmark to give Robbie Simpson a movie. Robbie's a great actor. He was so diverse. He was always at the top of the competition, and I felt it wasn't fair. So I hope you guys will find my petition and spread the word and know that busy moms or just busy people find joy in shows like this. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
I love that Lindsay took the initiative to do this.
So do I. I love her message about how she's this busy mom and this show just brings her joy, and she loved Robbie. She's not wrong. I was not happy with Robbie's elimination either. But yeah, girl, let's take it to the next level and start a petition. I'm into it.
I'm into it too. So we will share the link in our show notes for this episode. So you can also sign that petition. We'll also be sharing it on social. So keep a look out for that. Thank you for the message, Lindsay. Thank you for starting the petition. I love the way people are getting involved.
Me too. Just because I simply just love the show so much.
Let's kick off our discussion with a synopsis of episode 6, The Holiday.
It's a silent sprint in the festive face-off as the guys dodge noisemakers to deliver Santa's gifts. Sorry, I'm laughing because I just had a visual. Later, Ashley Williams guests for a picnic date scene packed with unexpected twists to test charm under pressure.
In the beginning of the episode, we're no longer spending our mornings in the kitchen. We're fireside without a fire.
Yeah. Enjoying that warm sunshine as they're setting up the obstacle course inside the house. Like,
yeah, they're like, go outside so we can get production working in here. Rustin asks Angel how he's feeling, and I feel like we get so much backstory on Angel's like personal trials and tribulations in a way we don't get from a lot of the other guys. He says his experience has been much like his experience in other aspects of his life, including playing soccer, how he worked his way up from riding the bench, similar to the way he worked his way up as an actor, not speaking any English, learning the craft of acting. Lots of Angel backstory.
Lots of Angel backstory, which kind of like, I was like, oh no, oh no.
Yeah, yes. I honestly completely forgot about that. I don't think we get like a clear clue about what's going to happen here.
You don't think?
Well,
not here we don't. I think later on it feels obvious to me, but not in this up top opening scene when they're chatting over, you know, their feelings and stuff.
Well, here's where we get the title of our blog post. Marcus calls them the Fab Five, and Craig's like, ¿Cómo se dice en español? The final five. And in unison, they all say, Los cinco finalistas.
It was cute.
It was cute. And cute. Button. We get festive face-off music, and it's time.
Okay, so Jonathan tells us what the festive face-off is. It is basically like a obstacle course, but you have to be very quiet, like Santa, because Santa delivers gifts so quietly, and then they're magically there, right? Again, as I'm watching, what is the freaking learning lesson here? What is the metaphor? What are they doing? I think they have given up.
Oh, yeah, pure entertainment. Pure entertainment. Which, honestly, I kind of like better. Like, I think if we're trying so hard to make... Yeah, I think the festive face-off should just be fun to watch.
Silliness.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I hear that because, like, you know, the advantage usually is always, like, so beneficial to them. So, like, have fun doing it. I get it. I just remember reading some commentary after, like, the first or second episode of season 2, and people were like, oh, this is so silly. It should be about acting and only acting, you know? Which, I mean, in our star quality challenges, we are getting more of that. Sometimes I just feel like, oh, maybe one should lead into the other, but I hear you. Maybe it should just be fun, entertaining. The show can be entertaining without a teachable moment, right?
Look, Jonathan, I was just listening to him talking about the show this morning, and he said it's supposed to be a show where you just turn your brain off and enjoy for 45 minutes. And that's kind of my vibe with this show.
Yeah, I agree.
We cut to Davey, and he is expressionless. Like, the other guys are like, wow, fun. And Davey, like, completely flat. Like, looks like he's so in his head.
That is so, yes, I agree. I took the same note. He looks annoyed by the premise of this festive face-off challenge, but you're right. It is like he's in his head. You're correct.
Well, he says, we get his talking head voiceover, and it says, like, I have so many questions. Now, at this point, my husband had kind of been, like, half watching. He was in the room doing things, and he walks out, and he turns out and walks back in, and he's like, let me see the face of the guy who has a lot of questions about this, because he was like, what question is there, right? Which I thought was funny. He did end up watching the rest of the episode, and I will be sharing some of his feedback.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I think Davey is thinking too hard about these things. Davey, just go in and have fun. You know? Like, yeah, you're right. He's too in his head. He's way too in his head.
Angels first.
Angels first. Now, my notes say ASMR meets Jackass. Not for Angel, but for the whole challenge as it is. The way I laughed out loud, as soon as he opens the door, he knocks over that laundry basket full of balls.
Yes.
And I was like, this is how it's going to go.
This is how it's going to go. Okay. In the beginning, Angel says, everywhere you look, there's a booby trap. And then they cut to a shot of him making sure his buns aren't going to trip a trap. And in my mind, I am thinking a booby trap or a booty trap.
A booty trap? Oh, that's hilarious. Can I ask you a question here?
Yeah.
When they show Jonathan Bennett and he has like this card taped over his mouth, is this not giving like kidnapped drama teacher? What is that? I'm like, what's going on? Why did they make it look like it was a horror movie?
Yeah. Well, and why does Jonathan have to be quiet?
I don't understand. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaotic energy in this whole segment. Like Craig's goofing around in the house, knocks over a candle with a soccer ball, like all the nervous energy, they cannot contain themselves. But Angel ends with 6 points. And I'm like, is that a lot? Is that a little? I don't know what to compare it to at this point.
Yeah, because they set it up. They said, like, you get dinged points if you hit things, right?
Yeah.
So he hit 6 things, basically.
Yeah. Now, and they do a game show sound effect when it was like, bah, bah. I was so tired of that sound effect by the end of this segment. I was like,
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
At least it wasn't 12 dudes you had to watch, like, go through it, right?
Yeah. Well, especially because in goes Davy. And Davy cartwheels his way out of the room and straight into chaos.
What I thought was so funny, because he said, my wife describes me as a bull in a china shop, which I was like, oh no, this is why. Because the man is big, right? And like he's tall and buff and like trying to like maneuver your way through these tiny little spaces and crawl spaces and over things and whatever. I thought it was funny, but the thing that made me laugh out loud is it literally looked like he was being tased every single time he hit something, because it'd be like that, and then like they flash the light and like his body jerks would be like he was being shocked. It was so funny. I was laughing out loud.
Well, I didn't even notice Melissa and Angel's run. And so when she pops out during Davies, I was like, oh, Melissa's here. Like I must have been like looking down when she was in Angel's. I don't know.
I watched it twice. They never showed her during Angel's run. I just wonder like if she just got the set after his turn.
Yeah, maybe. I love that she at one point holds up a quiet Davy note.
Yeah.
And he ends with 14 points to Angel's 6. It's
That's
rough.
real bad. Really bad.
Rustin wants to make his inner child proud with this challenge.
Rustin is always trying to go so deep sometimes, I think. You know,
Yeah, and sometimes it is just an obstacle course.
It is. But was he not giving like Mission Impossible?
Totally.
Like arching his body over the bubble wrap or whatever it was when he was underneath the table. I was like, oh my gosh. You know, he gets 11 out of 10 in enthusiasm.
Totally.
Sure.
And his strategy is to move as fast as he can. And I actually think it's not a bad strategy, because some of these moments you just got to power through and try not to trip the traps. He ends with 8 points to Angel's 6.
Like, have you ever like, you know, walked on a curb, like the length of a curb, and you're like, oh my God, if you overthink it, then you're gonna end up, like, turning your ankle and falling off. Like that's me. Like you just got to go fast and not think about it, right?
Craig's up next, and he's worried about his pants being too tight.
Craig. He's not wrong. The pants were tight.
Now, what's interesting about the way Craig's scene is edited is they keep blasting him for laughing, but he doesn't appear to actually get those dings against him, because he ends with just 7 points.
Yeah, it's funny because like he gets into like a giggle fit almost.
Yes.
You know, and like Melissa and Jonathan are like also giggling, but they're telling him to like be quiet. It was just funny because I feel like he was whispering like tight pants, tight pants, tight pants, tight pants. You know, Craig to me is America's sweetheart. Like this was hilarious to watch.
Yeah, he was the most fun to watch.
The most fun to watch, because especially leading into the challenge, like you said, like he had knocked over, like he had kicked the ball onto the table.
Yeah.
Or like knocked over the candles or whatever. He just talk about frenetic energy and like a man child.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch.
Marcus is last. And look, he's the only one who doesn't knock over the basket inside the door. And right there, I'm like, you should win right there. For you start playing the game before you're even in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
He also makes the bold choice to jump the final steps, leaping over. Now, this could have gone one of two ways. I would have crashed straight into the tree. Like, I would not have stuck that landing at all.
Look, that choice was diabolical. I was like, he's just going to jump from the table to the tree? Yes. Like, what are you doing? But it was hilarious. And the way he jumped was so upright. Like, you know when you jump, you're supposed to, like, bend your knees a little bit and like softly, like it was like a pogo stick from table to tree. It was so funny. And it pays off. He wins with only 5 points. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Like, he won just by 1 point. And I have to wonder again, spoiler alert, if Marcus didn't win this, because you think this came into the decision factor. They're like, well, we can't really send him home because he won the festive face-off. I don't know. His advantage didn't give him any like immunity.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the festive face-off win played into it, but I don't know.
I don't know. We get kind of like a filler scene
Yeah.
before we learn about the star quality challenge, and it's Dave, Marcus, and Rustin, and they're sitting around and they're playing chess. And first of all, I have a couple thoughts here. First of all, they're talking about Davey being a new dad, and Marcus asks first, like, is it getting easier? And I'm like, yeah, dummy, he's been on a reality show. Like, it's getting easier for him.
It's real easy for Davey.
Yeah, exactly. Not easy for mom at home. I thought that was really funny. But I was like, this scene seems very familiar. And so I had to go back to a couple episodes ago, the episode where they were in the talent show. And it's a clip from the same scene. It's that particular scene. Rustin was talking about how many like car accidents he had been in.
Yeah.
This is the same scene. They're sitting in front of the chest. They have all the same clothes on. So, like, you know, this is a did you see that moment?
Totally.
Did you see that moment? And I get it. Like, that's how things work. Like, you got to fill an episode with stuff. You use a little bit here and a little bit from there and whatever.
The magic of editing.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's take a quick break and come back to talk about the Star Quality Challenge. Well, it's Star Quality Challenge time. Our girl Ashley Williams is here, and the guys are going on a date.
I have to admit something.
Okay.
I think I'm an Ashley Williams superfan.
Oh, me too.
She just floats in, radiating pure joy, pure sunshine. I'm like, protect this woman at all costs. I love her. But what I love mostly is like, she's so hyped on the dudes, right? She's like, you got this. I'm there for you. I'm supportive, whatever.
Yes, like I'm here for you doing. I thought that was so great during her opening pep talk to them, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, she's
Yeah.
like, we'll do this together. Like, I got you. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet.
I know. And me, like, and never been I don't want to get in front of anybody and like play pretend to anything. You know, I think some people are like, oh, that's the joy of it. We're just going to pretend and play. And I'd be like, no, I don't want to do any of that. So, you know, points for enthusiasm and willingness to just go for it to everybody here. I'm like, it is not for me.
No.
Was never made to be an actor. Nope.
So one of the biggest challenges of this scene is it comes midway through a script. So they're supposed to there's a couple things that they have to do. Like one, they have to find the chemistry because this isn't their first meet cute. And two, they're supposed to kind of improv the lead into the scene. So they don't just start the middle of this conversation. Marcus gets to pick the order of the performers, and he has himself going second because he doesn't want to get into his head. And he makes Rustin go last. So it's interesting to me because Marcus thinks that the last place is the least desirable. So I wonder, like, does he think like Rustin has an advantage and wants to put him at a disadvantage?
Rustin's like, hey, thank you.
Yeah. Because I think
Rustin-
depending on who you are, some people are like, yeah, I want to go last. Like, I want the prep time. And someone's like, let me just get through it and be done.
That is a problem. Shouldn't that be a red flag if like, let me just get through it? Look I think Marcus, his strategy here was not good.
Interesting. But they don't get to see the other guys perform. The only thing he would have had is more time to prep, which might not have been a bad idea.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Marcus could have used some more prep time.
Well, we do get a quick shot of the guys rehearsing in the house together. And I got to tell you, like, it's
Yes.
rough.
I agree. It was like Angel and Marcus, right? Were they running lines together? I was like, this is terrible. I'm sorry, but this is terrible.
Yeah. And my husband was like, oh my gosh. He was like, this is not going to go well. Everyone did better with Ashley than they did with the guys, though. So let's cut to Angel, who's first.
Yes.
Angel almost potentially a rough start because he
Go
wants
ahead.
to connect with Ashley. And so he's like, tell me about your mom. And
Oh my God. I'm going to tell you, I went, oh no.
yeah, that's what I did. And her face, like just for a quick second, you know, we know the backstory of Ashley's mom. Her mom had Alzheimer's. Like she has this very touching story about her. And she says like, oh, she passed away. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She's real great about it. Like she recovers. But I was like, oh, it broke my heart just a little bit.
Me too. But they do bond over like losing their parents.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I guess there you have made the connection that you wanted to make as a scene partner. But yeah, I just think like knowing like her backstory, I was like, that's no.
Yes, it was a risky move. It was a risky move.
Super risky.
One thing I think is interesting is Angel's transition into the script is seamless. He doesn't say like, oh, now like some of the other guys, it's clunky. Angel just
Yeah.
transitions right into the script. And Jonathan even says like, oh, now we're on the script. Now we didn't know what the script was. So we didn't know. I like that he calls it out and it is seamless. And I will say I think he does that well.
I agree. And you know what else he did really well is he did a hair
Yes.
brush.
Yes,
He
he
has like
does.
eye contact. Like there's vibes for sure.
Yeah.
What I thought was interesting is Ashley mentions at the end of their scene that Angel has a chin quiver. Like he got real emotional, but I never saw that.
I didn't either, but I did put that on my notes as well.
I wonder if it just got cut because it's mentioned twice.
Yeah, we definitely don't see all of the scenes, like the
Thank
complete
God.
scene.
Thank God.
Yeah. I agree. Marcus is up next. He gives Ashley a little wink.
Oh my God. But you know what he also does? He does that like shake the jitters thing out. And I'm like, stop. There's 2 episodes now. I can't deal.
Yeah, this is why I would not be a good actor. Like I don't want to do a lot of these tricks, foreshadowing.
Oh, God, yeah.
One coming
Yeah.
up gives me the willies. I will tell you, my husband was watching this and he was like, Marcus is very pretty, but he's not feeling it. He's like, it feels like he's just reading lines.
I agree with your husband
I
here.
do too.
And I like Marcus a lot. From early on, I was like, this man looks good. I love the smile. Like he's got charisma. Like he's real nice to look at. But delivering the lines, I had secondhand embarrassment, like that cringy, uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah,
And I hate saying that out loud. I hate it because I like Marcus.
I like Marcus too. I mean, that smile could power all of the state of Utah, but it's not great. And his transition into the lines is clunky. It's not nearly as smooth as Angel's.
Yeah, and he actually flubbed a line. I can't remember what it is right now, but like he said something that wasn't quite right, or it wasn't.
Yes.
I know the script is like a little bit loose, but it was something like the tense of a word he said. I can't remember exactly.
In comes Craig. And Craig wants to like improv. And he's like, I'm going to talk about my ex. And very different energy than Angel's like romantic energy. Like Craig's light. He's comedic. Melissa says she feels like she's watching someone's real date. I agree.
I have questions here.
Yeah.
Do you think, to me, it read as like Jonathan and Melissa were super impressed with Craig going in and kind of having like a vision for leading into the conversation and et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
Did you find that they seemed happy with what he was doing there?
I did. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I like that he had an idea and it was a little bit different than the others. What I noticed during this scene is he breaks eye contact a lot.
Oh.
And I don't know if that's like if that's a choice or if that's a nervous thing, or, you know, like when you're talking to somebody and like you like look away. I picked up on it a lot, but overall I thought their scene was really good. Especially they kind of just went with it when that bee was in
Yeah.
her hair. Did you freak out?
A little bit, but they handled
would
it
freak
well.
out.
Yeah, I would have been gone.
She's like, oh, it's just buzzing in my hair a little bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought it was cute and they just went with it. They like totally recovered from it, which feels a little bit unfair because if that was a real scene in a movie, you would reshoot it, right? You don't just get one take.
Right.
But he does a very good job. He's very flirty in it.
He is very flirty.
But
Now,
like soft flirt, not like we're going to
not
get
smarmy flirt. No,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Davey's up next. Now, Davey also wants to make a bold choice, and his bold choice is to deliver a monologue at the end. And he tells Ashley he's going to do that. And I'm like, don't do that. Because to me, a monologue is about you. This scene is about connecting with your scene partner.
Yeah, and doesn't Melissa say that at the very beginning? She says you need to mirror what your scene partner is giving you. Like, yeah, this is about the female in the scene, not about the male.
And I think Davey's the one who's like, okay, just say, like, ask me a question and then I'll lead into the scene. I'm like, no, just come on, buddy. Like, you know how to have a conversation.
Were you, as soon as he was putting those grapes in his mouth, were you like, oh no, stop it.
Davey made some choices in this scene. It's interesting that you talked about Craig's lack of eye contact. The grapes were a lot. And of course, it's edited to look like the grapes were a lot. And Jonathan and Melissa were like, stop eating grapes. And then it was really funny. They're like, what's he doing with his mouth? And they're like, trying to get the grapes out of his teeth. I thought it was funny. But he also looked away from her a lot.
Yep.
And he's looking down. Even my husband's like, what are you looking at? Like, are the line, what is happening? And in all caps, I'm like, stop looking down. So I found some of Davey's choices distracting.
Yeah, I agree, which was unfortunate because I thought Davey did really well last week.
Yeah, I thought he did really well too.
You know what was funny is at the end of the scene, Ashley was saying that Davey is distractingly handsome.
Yeah.
Which is like so correct. It's so funny. They really lean into wooing the female audience with Davey's good looks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. We get a quick Balsam Hill ad break before Rustin comes in to close it out. It's just like a little pass over some Balsam Hill merch, and in comes Rustin. Now, I'm sure there's somebody who loves this choice. Rustin's choice to look Ashley in the eyes for 10 seconds to connect with her. Everyone's like, that's a theater kid thing. Now, as the mother of a theater kid, I understand the need to get into character and connect with your scene partner, but I hated this. So if I were Ashley, I would have been like, I'm out. I can't. Nope.
Yeah, but I think she's cut from the same cloth.
I know, but wouldn't you be uncomfortable?
No, you and I would be like, nope.
Yes, she's cut from she's like, I know a theater kid when I see one. Like, of course, like you and like even Jonathan's like, that's a classic actor move. And so I appreciate that feedback. Like that both Ashley and Jonathan acknowledged that as like a thing.
Yeah. What I found very uncomfortable about, and this is great editing, is like they turned up the volume on the breathing. You could hear them breathing while they're like looking at each other. I was just like, this makes me so uncomfortable.
And it seemed to go on for 30 seconds, not 10.
No, like 2 minutes it felt like. Yes.
Okay, but how much did you love Jonathan and Melissa do the same thing? And
Oh my
then
God.
Melissa leans in and Jonathan shudders and pulls back.
Yes. It was great.
I thought it was great.
I love those moments. Those are gems in the episode. Yes.
What do you think about Rustin's scene after the long gaze?
I thought he nailed it, actually. I thought he nailed it. There was like an eyebrow raise. Like, he knows how to serve up like the sexy flirtation.
Yeah, I said Rustin is pretty good. I can't deny. My husband's note is he touches his beard a lot. I was like, well, okay.
Oh.
It wasn't as distracting as some of the other choices.
Well, that would be like you and I touching our hair. You know what I mean?
For sure. So they run down some of the guys. Angel stood out to Jonathan. This is where Ashley talks about his tears and his chin quiver. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And Melissa said he understood the assignment. Craig came to play, and he had the perfect mix of heart and humor.
Right. Now, she did say that Marcus felt a little stiff.
Yeah, and Jonathan says like he was one of the guys that didn't stand out.
Yeah. And then they talked about Davey and how Davey broke the flow with his monologue. Like, you know, and Melissa went on to say like, Davey had this idea and he wanted to like execute this idea, but it totally kind of like didn't work with the whole scene.
Yeah, like the scene was going and he's like, got to get to the monologue, got to get to the monologue.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, Ashley says that Rustin created some Hallmark moments.
Yeah.
JB's like, but is he our next Finding Christmas? I don't know if that was like, just to set it up as a transition. I
Well-
don't think Jonathan is actually questioning if Rustin is a contender or not.
Well, it's interesting because he says Rustin's lines felt more like he was hitting on Ashley rather than falling for her.
What's wrong with that?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. And he says he's clearly talented, but is he the next Mr. Christmas? And again, like, is that just like trying to throw everybody off the scent? Because I think Rustin is clearly talented. He is clearly a front runner. But is he trying to plant those seeds because like there has been so much contention about the eliminations?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, let's take a quick break and come right back to talk about the elimination. We're in the elimination cave, and we kind of get right into it. Jonathan starts by describing the winner as the perfect blend of heart and humor, and I'm shouting, "It's Craig! It's Craig!" But
Yeah,
you see Angel
2 for 2.
Yeah, and we see Angel smile, and my notes are like, "Angel thinks it's him."
Oh no.
I don't know.
I didn't clock Angel, editing, right?
Yep.
Because didn't we see last week where like, oh, Rustin took the smile like he thought he had it too? But
We don't know.
I wouldn't have pegged Angel as like heart and humor.
No,
though.
neither would I have. I think Craig deserved to win this one as well.
I think it was close. For me, it was close between him and Rustin, to be honest.
Yeah. I like the calm, and I think Craig's was more comedic than Rustin's. Rustin's was like leaning more like smoldery.
Yeah.
But my notes say 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And we get notes from Jonathan. He does what a Hallmark leading man does. And Melissa says, "I saw a leading man tonight."
I would love to get an extended cut. Can we put that on Hallmark Plus? Can we get the extended cut on Hallmark Plus, please? Is somebody listening?
Did you notice there's an extended cut of the Bills movie on Hallmark Plus?
Oh, I didn't. I think I might go watch it.
Yeah, me too. Now we hear our final 2, Marcus and Davey.
Yeah, listen. Marcus says something like he's nervous because this is his first time in the bottom 2. And I was like, what?
Is it?
What? I couldn't believe it, to be honest, because I feel like Marcus has been escaping elimination like week to week, it feels like.
I agree. My husband says he thought Davey had more charm in the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And Davey looks like he's going to cry before they make the elimination. And then my notes, all caps, I was shocked. It says, "What?"
Yeah, I was shocked as well. It, to me, read like Davey is hanging his head low, like he knows it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel for this man in this moment because in my mind, I'm like, it's Marcus. Marcus
Me
needs to go.
too. Look, this is the Gabriel situation all over again. Like, I thought Gabriel got saved one more week than he should have. And I
Love
think
you, Gabriel.
I do. Like, I don't want anybody to go home. Gabriel is one of my number ones. Marcus is so pretty, but look, last week I felt like Robbie got robbed and I was a little surprised. So again, give us that extended cut. Show us what we're not seeing.
Yes, I need to see the debrief, the eliminations, talk, all of that.
Look, we're down to the final 4 after this, and every elimination now is going to hurt.
I'm not okay. You know why? Because this show is ending and I love this show so much.
I know, and we know, like, here's the sad part. Like, episode 7, we're going to get an elimination, and then if they do it like last time, we're going to have the final 3 going into the finale, and I'm just not going to be ready for that.
Yeah.
You know, Davey
just love
says,
this show.
"I came here with 1 friend and I'm leaving with 9.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice.
It was nice. But I wasn't ready to say goodbye to Davey.
No, I think he had another week in him.
Yeah.
I think he just needed more direct. You know what would be really interesting? Because they've been putting like the kind of like the directing on the guys a little bit. Show me how
They haven't
goes
really
back to
worked with the director yet.
Yeah, exactly. You know what else I'm missing? And maybe it just hasn't come yet, but last year they did an improv scene that remember it had BJ Britt and Melissa was in it, and it was so entertaining to watch. I hope that's next week. I hope we get that, or at least next week or in the finale. I don't remember where it came last year.
I don't remember either. It was later there because they only did a few of the scenes. But I wonder, like, have we had any dudes this season? Because last year we had Tyler and we had BJ. I don't think we've had any dudes yet this season.
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so.
I'm going to need a dude.
Yeah, there's other scene partners, right?
Yeah.
I know it's Hallmark, but we've seen like The Groomsmen where it's 3 leading men. So, yeah.
And I know last year we got Allie Liebert as a director in the finale, so hopefully we get that situation as well. But I think it would be interesting for them to work with a director like, hey, thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. We are counting down to the finale of Finding Mr. Christmas, and we're not ready, but shoot us an email, girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com, and let us know who you're rooting for and what you think about these wild eliminations. We'll be back next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.